Hello, good morning. Happy Mental Health Monday. Welcome back for another video on how to take care of our mental health. So I come with another day, another week to talk about another subject on ways to taking care of our mental health. Personally, I did not want to touch this subject. It is so big. There's so many different things on it. There's so many topics on it. There's so much on it. But if I am talking about how to take care of our mental health, and I'm talking about how to take care of your children's mental health, and I do not touch this topic, then it's like, what am I doing? And I'm making sure this topic, I'm going to be talking for children because I want you guys to recognize some of it for you, and I want you to help your children about it. I'm doing this on purpose, that I start here in this topic. And the topic is childhood trauma. So that's where I'm going to be started with trauma. I am started with children first because we all were a children, and I know we all here, some of us, I know a lot of my viewer are parents, are caretaker, and you were a child. So I want you to recognize some of them for you, and then for you to be able to recognize it on your children. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about two things under the childhood trauma. Two different topics under it. Like I told you, it's a big topic. And I'm actually going to take this whole month to talk about this topic. So, childhood trauma. Today, I'm going to talk about what is trauma, what is adversity children experience can actually lead to trauma, and what type of adversity the children can experience that can lead to trauma. So bear with me. I know this topic, it's a very sensitive topic. This topic can trigger a lot of you guys. This is a very hard topic, but I want to take my time so I can explain this topic where you guys can understand it and where you can understand how to help your children so your children can have better mental wellness. Okay? So what is trauma? Trauma is a powerful emotional response to a distressing event. Trauma is a powerful emotional response to a distressful event. So let me give you guys an example. I remember my mom was telling me of a story that happened. She mentioned to me a single mom that did everything to take care of her son. She had one son. So she did everything under the sun. She worked at people's house. She sell outside. She did everything to take care of her son. And she take care of her son to school. She put her son to college. After the son finished university, the son died suddenly without being sick. And why the minute that mom heard that her son died, she become mute. She can't speak anymore. That's it. Nothing. She have no words anymore. That is a very powerful emotional response to something that happened that's very distressing. So that is trauma. What is adversity children experience? Adverse childhood experience are events or situations that can negatively impact a child's mental and physical developmental. Adversity childhood experience are event or situation that can impact a child developmental, mental, and physical. When do it become trauma for that child? It's when that child is unable to cope. They don't have the resources to cope with it. So an adversity child experience doesn't necessarily become trauma, and it doesn't have to be traumatic. But a lot of us experience with adversity. A lot of us experience with events that impact our life negatively. A lot of us experience with adversity. All of us experience it with adversity. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a trauma. What is childhood trauma? Then you can talk, Krista. What is childhood trauma? Childhood trauma refers to adversity experience that occur during a child's formative years. So throughout we mentioned birth to 17. So if that child experiencing with adversity, child experience to birth to 17, certain of those adversity can become trauma when that child doesn't have the resources or they are unable to cope with that. Does that make sense? In my description, I will put what I said right here just in case if you guys need to read it, because I want you guys to really understand it, because I know a lot of people is talking about trauma this, trauma that, trauma this, you traumatize your kids, you do this, you traumatize. Everything doesn't have to be trauma, and everything is not trauma. But does our children go through adversity? Yes, they do. And does those adversity have to be traumatic? They don't have to. It's all depending on how you help your child taking care of their mental health, the resources that your child have, the capacity that your child have, the way that your child can cope with those adversity. That's all depend on that. So now let's move on to what are some of those adversity that can lead to trauma. There's quite different adversity, so bear with me. I put them in different category. So the first category is abuse. So there's different type of abuse, and again in later feature video I will be sitting in one of those. But this video is just to talk about what some of those adversity can be. I am not going to sit on those things. So abuse. The first adversity your child can experience, one of them, I don't like saying first, is abuse. There is different type of abuse. There is physical abuse, there is emotional abuse, mental abuse, psychological abuse, there is verbal abuse, there is financial abuse, there is sexual abuse, there is modern slavery. And you ask me, what is modern slavery? That's when our kids, some kids are been taken away, some kids are been sold in poverty or sexual, some kids are been taken, or sometimes even us as parents is putting our kids in slavery. I know in my culture there is a lot where kids are raising by different relatives and they are been put in hardship. That is abuse. The next one is neglect. That's one of the adversity your child can go through. And then there is different type of neglect. There is physical neglect, there is medical neglect, there is emotional, psychological, mental neglect, there is medical neglect, there is financial neglect. And you can ask me, Krista, how do I emotionally neglect my child? If you never say you love them, you never praise them, you never hug them, you never talk to them. Those are some emotional neglect. Some adversity. So your children can go through medical trauma, medical adversity. And what are some of those medical adversity? Chronic illness, hospitalization, injury, emergency and transportation, painful injury, medical procedure, accident, if they have a car accident, if they go to surgery, they have to have a major surgery, that can be traumatic for your children, and that can be adversity your children go through. Environmental adversity and social influences can be one of the things that can lead to trauma. And what are some of those environmental adversity? Domestic violence, natural disaster, bullying at school, war, terrorism, discrimination, racism. Those are some of the environmental adversity your child can experience, and that can actually lead to trauma. Another adversity that your child can go through that can lead to trauma, it's household challenging. And what are some of those household challenging your child can experiencing? Difficulty, divorce, family mental illness, exposure to violence, exposure to domestic violence, exposure to a lot of argument at home, homelessness, family one that passed away, losing a loved one. If they have someone someone they're close with that go to prison, incarceration, those are some of household adversity your children can go through. And then the last one, that's what we're going to end our video, it's some type of parenting. One, a lot of parents doesn't want to hear it, but the way you parenting, the way you discipline can actually be adversity for your child, and that can lead to trauma. And what are some ways that you parenting, that you discipline, that can actually lead to trauma? If you are a laissez-faire parent, like you let them do whatever they want in the home, if you are not involved in the home, if you neglectful, that I mentioned before, in the home, if you're not attentive, if you are not emotionally open, if you are not providing them discipline at home, there's lack of guidance. If you're inconsistent with your parenting, it's like today you say this, tomorrow you say that. If you're not honest, if you're not taking care of your own mental health, if you're not taking care of your own trauma, if you're not processing your own emotion, if you treating that child as a friend, you never see some parents, it's like their child is their friend. If your child is not your friend, if you are treating that child as another adult, or that child become your parent, that child is taking care of you, that's a way you can lead that child to trauma. If you very controlling, you very strict, you very shelter, you put those children it's like those kids cannot do nothing without you, that can actually be adversity for your child. So you can ask me, Krista, it sounds like everything can be traumatic. Yes, everything can be a childhood trauma. Everything can be adversity for your child. It's all depend, like I said, it's all depend how you do it. It's all depend the capacity your children have. And you can sit there and they're experiencing really well, and their reality and their perception of things, take it and make them experiencing with that trauma. If you need help, your children going through some things that that can traumatic them, reach out to therapy, reach out to therapists, reach out to the child doctor, reach out to friends. Don't do it alone. Read a book, listen to a podcast, see a video like mine, okay? So you can help your children, because childhood trauma, childhood adversity impact every aspect of your child, and it impacts every aspect of a human being. And like I say, I talk about the childhood trauma first because I need you guys to recognize some of those adversity that you can experiencing. I don't know if you guys noticed in my video now, I start putting the description, the things that I'm saying, and of the description. So I want you to take a look at the descriptions because I'm going to write down everything that I say in the video. If you want to read it or if you want to repeat it, you can have that for you. In all of our video, we always end with a dose of self-care. So we're going to end this video with a dose of self-care. I always open in the queer one. So today, the dose of self-care that we have saying, it said, never stop being amazing. Never stop being amazing. I want to end this video to tell you this. Never, 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 never stop being amazing. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to this video. I know this video was hard. It was a tough one, but we go through it. Have a good one. Happy Monday. Bye-bye.